What's up everybody, DoolieRay here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the champions of the skill class in this game, which is a much better class than the science class, which we took a look at a little while ago. So, I'm going to start things off with some fun, good champions, and at the number 5 spot, I actually have Hawkeye. Now, Hawkeye kind of flies under the radar for most people, I feel like. That's not entirely true. For some people, they have realized his true potential for extreme power control. He's actually not a bad champion at all. And he's available as a 5-star, so that makes him usable at higher levels. What really makes him good is his power drain on his special 1. With it, you put a bleed on the opponent, so you're getting some extra damage, and at the same time you're power draining the opponent, which allows you to really power lock them really well. I've heard that he can be used against the Collector and be pretty effective with his power control. He's at a basic level, just one of the easiest champions to use, and yeah, as far as power control champions go, he's definitely one of the best options that you have out there. So I have Hawkeye at the number 5 spot here, and we will move on now to number 4, at which I have the Daredevil. Just the classic Daredevil. I just have the classic Daredevil here. I don't have the Netflix version. I know the Netflix version isn't terrible. He can still be used, and he can be good. But in my opinion, this Daredevil is just so far above his level that it's just way better. This Daredevil has pretty good attack damage, crit damage. He does all around just good damage. But what makes him really good is his ability to evade projectiles, which when he is fully maxed out, you have a straight 100% chance to evade every projectile that is thrown your way, which makes him quite good utility-wise. There are some champions out there, take for instance Punisher or even the Collector, people who specials you just can't evade. War Machine, you know? Daredevil has the ability to just dodge it all, and that is pretty cool. Not only that, he also has a 40% chance for a block to reduce all damage, which means a lot of the time you're going to be taking no damage from blocks. That's pretty good too. Let's see, and then on his special attacks, he just puts stuns on the opponent and lets you get in some extra damage. What really makes him good, though, is just that ability to evade all projectiles, no matter what, when he is fully awakened. That is my number 4. At the number 3 spot, I have the trifecta of Crossbones, Black Widow, and Elektra. They're all good champions. I wouldn't say any of them in particular stand above the rest. They're the champions that you'll want to use if you want to reduce somebody's ability accuracy. For Black Widow, it's in her awakened ability. It's just a straight percentage chance that you're going to reduce the opponent's ability accuracy. As far as Crossbones goes, he doesn't crit on any of his attacks. He gets furies on himself, and the more furies that he has, the more he reduces the opponent's ability accuracy, which makes him really interesting to use, really bad against Mystic Dispersion, but interesting to use against nodes like Spiked Armor or Safeguard. He's good for that. And then Elektra, she's kind of got her own corner of this triangle of ability accuracy reduction. Let's see here. Yeah, let's look at this. Opponents passively suffer 85% reduced defensive ability accuracy for as long as they are under a debuff effect. So this is if they're stunned, if they're bleeding, if they're poisoned, if they have an armor break on. She's good to go. She reduces their ability accuracy really well, and she can put bleeds on opponents that can bleed, and on opponents that can't bleed, she puts an armor break on. Makes her pretty effective to use in all kinds of combat. Moving on now to our number 2 spot, at which I have a lady that was recently bumped down, which is crazy. I did not expect it, but number 2, I'm putting Gwenpool. Gwenpool is an amazing champion. If you get her, whew, you may have just won the game. She is that good. She's a really, really good champion. She does really good damage. She does lots of bleeding on the opponent, which gives you extra damage. And not only that, she also stuns the opponent randomly sometimes. Let's see. It's not entirely random. There's a 3% chance to stun per bleed active on the target, lasting for 0.75 seconds. This lets you stop a combo and start a new one, which can be really effective. Her special attacks are also usable. Her special attack 1 puts an Incinerate on the opponent and a bleed. Her special attack 2 puts this debuff on called Enervate, which prevents the opponent from gaining power when they're hit. And if you have a bleed on the opponent when that debuff expires, when the Enervate debuff expires, it just refreshes, uses the bleed debuff, refreshes the Enervate debuff, and you get some more time to just wail into the opponent without them gaining any power, which is really effective. Also, her special attack 3 is what you'll probably want to use because it puts an armor break on the opponent that allows you to just hammer away. It does insane damage. Crazy. Crazy damage. And then her awakened ability, she can't die to special attacks, and she also reduces defensive ability accuracy once you get to like a combo of 50 hits or so. So yeah, all around she does insane damage, she has good utility, and she's a good champion that you should be happy about getting if you do manage to get her. And then in the number 1 spot, I have Mr. Black Panther. I'm kidding. He's not bad. He puts bleeds on the opponent. I mean, I had him when my account was newer. He helped me a lot. He put bleeds on the opponent, helped me through some of the easier content looking back. But the official number 1 spot goes to Blade, because this guy is just insane, full on. When I first looked at him, first did my testing out with him, I guess I didn't realize his full potential, but he is just quite possibly the best champion in the game, and I'm willing to say that now. He does all kinds of things, and it's crazy. He has super high attack, super high crit, just crazy damage, possibly the best in the game, from what I've heard. His damage is just incredible. Every time you parry the opponent, you put a bleed on them. All of your special attacks put bleeds on the opponent. I made a more detailed video on Blade that you can check out if you want to know how to like specifically play him. But basically, the more the opponent bleeds, the more power you gain, the more you can use special attacks, the more you can put bleeds on the opponent, the more power you get, and it's just this never-ending cycle of crazy damage. Not only that, when he's awakened, he gets infinite regen. Based on his power, you can just hold block and regen until you don't feel like it no more. He's just, by far, one of the greatest champions in this game. And not only you think that's it, but wait, there's more. Because he has this ability that's called Danger Sense, which can be used against it's called dimensional beings. So people like Magic, Dormammu, people who draw power from another dimension. He puts this debuff on them, or this, I guess he buffs himself. So it gives him extra attack, reduces the opponent's ability accuracy, and yeah. Based on synergies as well, he has some synergies that allow him to extend his Danger Sense to Mystic Champions and Villain Champions, which just allows you to do more damage against more characters in the game, which is awesome. And then that's not it. It's not over yet, because the more power that he has, when he has debuffs placed on him, the less time they last for. So, say he gets a bleed on him, he has a full bar of power, it'll just like, boop, it's done. When it would normally like, doop, 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 it would doop instead. Aren't you glad I demonstrated that? Because that's how it works. So based on his power, he just, yeah, he reduces the, well, he shrugs off debuffs, basically. He's crazy. Crazy guys. So yeah, that's the number 1 man right there. Currently, possibly in the game. Number 1, Mr. Blade. So, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me. If you disagree with what I said about these champions, you can let me know down in the comments down below. I will be happy to discuss anything with you. And other than that, I think we're good. So until I see you next, hang in there, and may the RNG be with you.